சார் கண்ணன் சார். மதுரை. சார் மதுரை கேம்பஸ். சார் சார் ஆடியோ. சார் அன்மியூட் பண்ணுங்க சார். கண்ணன் சார் மதுரை கேம்பஸ்.
சார் ஏசியன் அரே மதுரை ஆடியபிள் சார்.
ஆடியோ கிளியரா இருக்கு சார். எங்க சைடு கிளியரா இருக்குங்களா?
உங்க சைடு கிளியரா இருக்கு சார்.
கேமரா சார்.
கேமரா ஓகே சார்.
பிரசன்டேஷன் ஷேர் பண்ணது.
பிரசன்டேஷன் ஸ்லைடு வந்திருக்கு சார்.
ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார்.
ஓகே சார். தேங்க் யூ சார்.
சார் ஈச்சங்கோட்டை உங்க கேமரா ஆன் பண்ணி விடுங்க சார். ஏசியன் ஆர் ஈச்சங்கோட்டை.
ஈச்சங்கோட்டை சார் கேமரா ஆன் பண்ணுங்க சார். ஈச்சங்கோட்டை please switch on the camera.
மேடம் கேமரா ஆன் பண்ணியாச்சுங்க மேடம்.
ஆனா கேமரா விசிபிள் ஆகல.
இல்ல தெரியுது.
இல்ல உங்க கேமரா இங்க டிடெக்ட் ஆகல.
இப்போ
இல்ல நான் பிளாக்கா தான் இருக்கு. செட்டிங்ஸ்ல போய் செக் பண்ணுங்க.
தம்பி இங்க விசிபிளா தெரியுது.
உங்களுக்கு செல்ஃப் வியூக்கு தெரியுதா?
தெரியுது.
எங்களுக்கு இங்க பிளாக்கா தான் இருக்கு.
தெரியுது. நீங்களே தெரியுறீங்க.
சார் இல்லைங்க சார், உங்களோட கேமரா வந்து ஒரு தடவை ஆஃப் பண்ணி ஆன் பண்ணுங்களேன். எங்களுக்கு தெரியல, ஸ்கிரீன் வந்து பிளாக்கா மட்டும்தான் இருக்கு. தெரியல, மத்த கேமரா தெரியுதே. அங்கதான் ப்ராப்ளம் சார். இல்லைன்னா வெளியில வந்துட்டு மறுபடியும் ரீஜாயின் பண்றீங்களா?
சரிங்க மேடம்.
ஓகே சார். கிருஷ்ணவேணி மேம், வாழவச்சனூர் கிருஷ்ணவேணி மேம். மேடம் மேம் உங்களது ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் இருக்காங்களா மேம்? வீடியோ ஆன் பண்றீங்களா?
இப்பதான் ரெப்ரசன்டேட்டிவ் வந்து லிங்க் வாங்கியிருக்காரு மேடம். கிளாஸ் நடந்துட்டு இருந்துச்சு, இப்போ ஓபன் பண்றேன் மேடம்.
ஓகேங்க மேம். ஓகேங்க மேம். தேங்க் யூ மேம்.
வரும் மேடம், வரும். தேங்க் யூ மேடம். தேங்க் யூ.
ஓகேங்க மேம். ஏசி அண்ட் ஆர்ஐ கிள்ளிக்குளம். ஏசி அண்ட் ஆர்ஐ கிள்ளிக்குளம், உங்க வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணுங்க.
ஹலோ
சார் வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணுங்க சார்.
They're from Agriculture College, Madurai.
Okay,
Whether you are
sir.
madam?
Yes sir, yes sir, it is
whether
Yes,
the
sir.
audio is clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Fine.
Okay, okay, madam.
Okay, sir. மைக் வேணா டெஸ்ட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க கிள்ளிக்குளம். ஆடியோ செக் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஈச்சங்கோட்டை இன்னும் பிளாங்கா தான் இருக்குங்க வீடியோ.
மீட்டங்கோட்டை காலேஜ்ல இருந்துங்க மேடம்.
ஆனா கேமரா இன்னும் டிடெக்ட் ஆகல. பிளாக்கா தான் தெரியுது இந்த சைடு.
மைக் செக். ஹலோ ஹலோ.
கேமராவே வரல.
டன் டன். கிள்ளிக்குளம் கேம்பஸ் ப்ளீஸ் செக் த ஆடியோ. உங்களோட வீடியோ கிளியரா இருக்கு. ஆடியோ மட்டும் செக் பண்ணுங்க.
மேடம் கேக்குதா மேடம்? ஹலோ.
எஸ் சார். டன் சார். ஓகே ஓகே சார். கிளியர்.
தேங்க் யூ.
ஃபைன். ஓகே சார். Yes sir. ஈச்சங்கோட்டை it's audible sir. Yes sir. Fine. வீடியோ இப்ப வியூ ஆகுது. Okay sir.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am. Shenbugolling, ma'am, from SC and RI
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
உங்களுக்கு எல்லா PowerPointல view ஆகுதுலங்க ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. PowerPoint is visible and your voice also audible, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So
Thank you.
yours also clear, ma'am, audio and video. Okay,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Hello.
மொபைல் போன்ஸ் எல்லாம் ஸ்விட்ச் ஆஃப் பண்ணி வைங்க பார்க்கலாம். நேத்து புடிச்சோம்ல மொபைல் போன்ஸ், அந்த மாதிரி இன்னைக்கு புடிச்சோம்னா மொபைல் போன்ஸ் என்னைக்குமே கிடைக்காது. எல்லாம் மொபைல் போன்ஸ் எல்லாம் ஸ்விட்ச் ஆஃப் பண்ணி உள்ள வச்சிருங்க பார்க்கலாம். டேக் ஒன்லி நோட் பென் வித் யூ.
சார் வாழ வச்சுனூர். சார் வாழ வச்சுனூர். ஆடியோ கிளியர் இல்லை. பிளாங்காக தான்.
Good morning, sir. Valavachinur, sir.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am. Valavachinur video வரலைங்க ma'am. Audio clear இருக்கு. Video visible இல்லைங்க ma'am.
Okay, madam. We'll rectify, madam.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
குடுமியான்மலை உங்களது வீடியோ வரலைங்க. Please switch on the video. குடுமியான்மலை campus. Okay. Okay. Okay, wow. Okay. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and I hope it's audible for every one of you.
So I just welcome everyone from all the colleges for this forum of online teaching. And indeed, it's a great initiative. And I really congratulate everyone who has put in so much efforts just to reach hundreds and hundreds of students just in one go. Thanks to all these gadgets, new gadgets that is making it more informative. I'll just I think you have been seeing this slide for a while now. So this is for every one of the students. Just if you could see just the duck, I think you're just a beginner for this course. And if you could see the plastic glove, and I think you're ready for to take off of this environmental science course. So this slide, it just shows a glimpse of how much we have contaminated or what is the state of environment that we have put in, or what is the thing that we have done to our own globe. Okay, so this is just a small glimpse. So putting waste everywhere. And moving on to the next slide. So this is the course that you're going to study in this semester. So this is ENS 201, Environmental Studies and Disaster Management. So it is a 2+1 course, and then you will be studying more about, in general, about the environment and also associated impacts and what you can do just to rectify the impacts that you have done. And the foremost question that comes to your mind is, I'm an agriculture student, and what is the need for this course? So can anyone answer here? What is the need for this course? Why do you think that you have to undergo this course? Yes? To create awareness on environment. அதெல்லாம் எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியுமே, மிஸ்டர் கூகுள் போட்டிங்கன்னா எல்லா இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் சொல்லிடும். Then to save. Okay. Then anybody who can relate your course with environment? You can look into crop production. Okay. I'll just scroll few slides. So this is only an introduction class, and I'll be like showing few slides just to tell you what is the overview of this course and what are all the components that you will be studying in this course. All right. And let us see why we need to study this environmental disaster management and all that. I think anybody who is interested in saving the environment, whoever said that, would have seen this melting polar ice caps. So our globe is warming in such an extent that all these polar ice caps are melting now. So there's just a small video that I just want to show you. So this is the melting of your ice sheets, the massive ice sheets in Antarctica. அது எவ்வளவு பெரிய ஒரு மவுண்டன் மாதிரி இருந்தது இல்லையா அந்த ஷீட் இல்லையா, it has just become like water. So you can imagine what we think is like நான் இங்க ஒரு சின்ன garbage போடுறதுனால just by burning some of my trash, what is going to happen to the globe? So this is the impacts. So whatever you do in any part of the globe, so it really what do you call it? It's more like an environmental boomerang. Okay, boomerang தெரியும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். So when you throw it, it just comes back. So what we have done is we have thrown so much of boomerangs everywhere, even unto the stratosphere, that it is coming back as like climate change or global warming, and everyone we face, even the pandemics, whatever that we face now, it's only because of what we have done so far to this earth. And next, let us see, I just want to show you another slide. How many of you are aware of this? Great Pacific Garbage Patch. First time கேள்விப்பட்டீங்களா? Yes. சரி, எல்லா கவர்மெண்ட்ஸும் ஏன் வந்து இவ்ளோ பிளாஸ்டிக் ஏன் சொல்லிட்டே இருக்காங்க இவ்ளோ நாளா? See, this is, can you see where it is? So it is in between, yeah. So this is in the Pacific Ocean, and whatever garbage or whatever plastics that you have put in, like wherever, so it has entered the ocean, and they say like on an average or like put together, so it is the whole garbage patch is like 3 times the size of France. So on the France multiply by 3, so it's the area of the plastic that is floating in the ocean, in the Pacific Ocean. So there are some reports, I don't know whether it is sure, they tell like you can even see this patch when you take from space, some pictures, okay? So you can imagine like how massive it is. And then do you think that we can clean this up maybe in another 100 years? So இதெல்லாம் தான் வந்துட்டு, see, these are all some of the massive impacts that we have done to the environment. And then everyone we are part of this environment and we are part of this earth. So everyone who is part of this earth, we must know what is going on so that you can save it. All right. So this is the main reason why you're undergoing this course. And this is just a glimpse of the plastics which is floating. And I think this scene is very common when you go to any beach now, to any part of the world, to many countries. There are some beaches which are clean, but you can see all these birds carrying all our gadgets into them. So இதுதான் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம் சரியா, just to the globe. And the other one is which I really I'm interested and I have read more reports is on like bleaching, coral bleaching. So the coral ecosystems, it's like a marine ecosystem, which is like having very massive diversity. So yeah, so these are some special ecosystems. And because of this global warming, Tamilla vandute idu pavala paaraigal, pavalam irukku illaya. So when you get into like in India, like around the Arabian coast, you can really around like Lakshadweep Islands, you can see a lot of these coral reefs. Okay, so these are all some of the colored corals that you would see. They are like green, blue, and some of them are pink. And we have a great, what do you call, largest Great Barrier Reef near in Australia. So this is one of the massive coral reef ecosystem. So because of this climate change and global warming, most of the corals has got bleached. Even in our Indian coral reef system, so this has got bleached. So you can see the colors. Okay. So these are some of the impacts, massive impacts that we have done. Okay, next coming to my question back, like why we are concerned being an agricultural student to study about environment. Okay. So if you look into, these are the 2 major resources that we use, isn't it? Soil and water. So how much you think like we have contaminated or polluted soil? Water நம்ம எல்லாத்துக்குமே தெரியும், water contamination is known to everyone. Okay, even a lay person can tell like it is contaminated or not. How about soil? ஏதாவது ஒரு நம்பர் கெஸ் பண்ணி சொல்லுங்க, எவ்வளவு கண்டாமினேட் நம்ம பண்ணிருப்போம், இல்ல கண்டாமினேட்டே பண்ணது இல்லையா சாயில் எல்லாம்? Anyone who can tell a number, at least in Tamil Nadu, can you name some regions where the soil is highly contaminated or it's polluted? என்னது சத்தமா சொல்லணும், எனக்கு கேட்கல. சென்னையில என்ன kind of contamination, soil contamination? Sorry, எனக்கு clear இல்ல. Okay, so just if you put into general stuff, so many industries, because of industrialization, we have started a lot of industries everywhere in every part of the globe, India, Tamil Nadu. So what they do is like most of these industries, they pump the effluent or the waste, whatever it is produced. I mean, after the raw material is done, so it generates like a lot of waste. There are like solid waste and liquid waste. So that's just dump in the soil. And water la dump panningna immediate on the theriyum. There is a lot of stringent regulations by the government. So what they do is in many places, if you really let the effluent into the soil, so தண்ணிக்குள்ள வந்து ஒரு கலர் effluent விடுறோம்னு வெச்சுக்கோ, ஒரு brown color, green color, உடனே தெரியும் இல்லையா? soil ஊத்துனீங்கன்னா என்ன ஆகும்? தெரியாது இல்லையா? So safer place is soil. So if I'm running an industry and if I want to dispose of my effluent, I will just take my tanker in the night and then I will just dispose my effluent in some sort of outskirts of the city and I'll be back. So nobody will be knowing. So அந்த மாதிரி வந்து ஒரு massive வந்து ஒரு effluent வந்து இந்த இடத்துல கொட்டினானே தெரியாது because your soil really absorbs everything all of a sudden, maybe after an hour. Okay. So soil has been used from like long time now as a, what do you call it, as a disposal site. So water on a soil on a ரெண்டு இடத்துல தான் வந்துட்டு we dispose and of course like now we started disposing even in oceans. All right. So agriculture and the environmental perspective, that's what I want to insist here. So being an agricultural student, so we must know like whether the land is good or bad. And also you must know whether the water is okay or it's of good quality to irrigate or not. All right. So in our department, we have done a lot of work from the inception, something like 1990s. So we have been working on how best you can recycle these industrial wastewaters for agriculture. Okay, so judicially using industrialization cut பண்ண முடியாது இல்லையா? So we need to have some industries just to have economic, what do you call, an increase or like just to increase boom the economics. So you have to have industries, all right? Industrialization, you just can't curtail. Whereas what you can do is you can judicially use those things for the betterment of agriculture. So there are two things that we use right now. So we use even the solid waste and also we use even the liquids. So we really dilute that. இப்போ ஒரு இண்டஸ்ட்ரி இருக்கு இல்லையா? So இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில இருந்து வேஸ்ட் வாட்டர் வருது, சாலிட் வேஸ்ட் வருதுன்னு வச்சுக்கோம். So ரெண்டையுமே வந்துட்டு நீங்க வந்து கரெக்டா மேனேஜ் பண்ணி யூஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா because some of the effluents they don't have any toxics. நிறைய வந்து ஆர்கானிக்ஸ் தான் இருக்கும், நிறைய ஆர்கானிக் மேட்டர் இருக்கும். Say for example, anyone nearby like paper mills, TNPL, கரூர் இல்லையா? யாருமே கரூர் இருந்தா கூட சொல்ல மாட்டீங்கல்ல இப்போ. சரி. So industries, நிறைய industries பாத்தீங்கன்னா so அதுல வெறும் வந்து ஆர்கானிக்ஸ் மட்டும் தான் இருக்கும். After the pulp is, after your paper is done, so it will have only organics. What we do is like you will dispose this effluent into a degraded land. Degraded soil na another. What is degraded soil? So degraded soil வந்து நல்ல crop வளருமா வளராதா? வளராது. ஏன் வளராது? Why? Because it's degraded. Why it is called degraded soils? So I think I just put this slide only for that. So this is one of the good example for like a degraded soil or a dry soil. So எப்பவுமே வந்து crop production எங்க அதிகமா இருக்கும்னா so it should have some organics and it should have some nutrients. Okay. So இதுதான் ரெண்டு உங்க பிளான்ஸ்க்கு நம்மள மாதிரியே தான். So it needs some food just to take it and give some crop production. All right. So what happens is like if your soil are degraded, your organic matter is very less. So when you pump this effluent into these soils, what you're doing is like you're increasing the organic matter content. So you can grow a good crop. So this is one example how best you can use this. Okay. நிறைய இருக்கு. நம்ம next classல வந்து we'll have a look at it. Okay. The next one is like why I show this slide is இது எல்லாரும் நியூஸ்ல பாத்திருக்கீங்களா இல்லையா? சரி, எந்த வருஷம் நடந்தது? Why it happened? So this is just I had a snapshot from Google just to show you the massive amount of forest fires. It's everywhere. It's not just in Amazon. So if you go to like very dry parts of Australia or if you go to Indonesia, so you could see these forest fires happening like every summer. So every summer there will be forest fires and there will be bush fires in many parts of the world. So this is where this one comes in. Okay, global warming. எல்லாரும் ஸ்கூல்ல இருந்தே படிக்கிறீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் இல்லையா? Global warming, climate change. So this is the latest IPCC report. So IPCC it is an agency. Every year what they do is they report like how much of the globe is warmed. So எவ்வளவு வந்து temperature rise ஆயிருக்கு, எவ்வளவு வந்து உன்னோட என்ன சொல்றது அந்த அண்டார்டிக் ஐஸ் ஷீட்ஸ் எல்லாம் மெல்ட் ஆகும், எவ்வளவு வந்து sea water level எல்லாம் ரைஸ் ஆகும். So the IPCC does this like every year and then it submits a report. So this is the latest report of IPCC, and if you could see like இதுதான் வந்து உன்னோட என்ன சொல்றது temperature rise. So the temperature has been increased. So the globe is like warming up, right? The globe is warming up. That's why you're just getting a lot of these incidences like forest fires, and then a massive land getting converted into a desert. Okay. Even in some parts of Europe, which used to be like very cold, now they have warmed up. In UK, I think last year, their winter was not most like a winter, not very cold, all right? So the temperature has been like a bit more. The same case in US also. Yeah, அதெல்லாம் விட்டுறலாம். நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூரே வந்துட்டு when we are studying our masters, so it used to be very cold and we used to wear like jackets in December. And now and the weather எல்லாமே வந்து it has changed because of only one species in this planet. யாரு? Okay, very good. Including me. All right. So next is like, okay, in the course எல்லாம் படிக்கிறதுனால, what are all the jobs that I can venture out? Okay. So I really love my subject because it doesn't get confined in one area. So environmental science is like a very broad subject which you can link to everything. And also it's part and parcel of your existence. So நம்ம exist ஆகணும்னா வந்துட்டு you are existing in this environment, and then you have to have a safe environment, and also you have to live in it. இல்லையா? So அதனால every one of us must know, and these are some of the jobs that you can think of, or you can venture out if you really want to do a master's or PhD, and then you have to have a career in environmental sciences. இதுல என்ன ஒரே satisfaction இருக்குன்னா, even if you plant a tree and if you are looking after it for like 5 years, that you will be very happy that you are leaving this globe having a tree or like few trees. All right. So that is the kind of satisfaction you get. Always have this, what do you call, belonging to the environment. Because நம்ம எல்லாம் இப்போ ஒரே ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் என்னன்னா, நம்ம நிறைய நாள் வந்து ஒரு பெரிய மரத்துக்கு கீழே நின்னுட்டு இருப்போம். We don't really realize the tree was existing there until it is cut. So one fine morning, if it is cut, then you realize the importance of that tree. Coming back to the syllabus. So syllabus வந்து, so இதுதான் உங்களோட units. சரியா? So உங்களோட I strongly insist when you are starting a course, when you are registering a semester, always essentially go through your syllabus. Then only you will know like நான் வந்து இந்த கோர்ஸ்ல என்னென்ன படிக்க போறேன், இந்த கோர்ஸ்ல என்ன படிக்க போறேன். So you'll have an overall idea about that course. So in this course, what we are going to taught is like few things about the environment. So என்னென்ன natural resources and ecosystems, and then what is the biodiversity. So biodiversity is nothing but like ஒரு forest குள்ள நுழையிறோம்னா அங்க ஒரு 100 மரம் இருக்கு, ஒரு 100 குருவி இருக்கு. So எல்லாம் சேர்ந்ததுன்னா உன்னோட வந்து biodiversity. So you just count. So if there are like 100 species existing there, so we call it as biodiverse. All right. So we talk about that and we study this. And the next component is environmental pollution. So 3 components இருக்கு இந்த கோர்ஸ்ல. First வந்து உன்னோட general studies about environment, என்னென்ன resources இருக்கு, so நம்ம அதை எப்படிலாம் வந்துட்டு preserve பண்ணலாம், எப்படி இருந்துச்சு முன்னாடி. And then next is your pollution. So நம்ம வந்து என்னெல்லாம் பண்ணி வந்து அதை வந்து ஒரு வழி பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கோம். சரியா? So how we have polluted everything, like your air, your water and soil, ocean, whatnot. So what is the pollution or polluted environments? And then how best you can like rectify these impacts, what we have done. And the next important one is disasters. So disasterல வந்து first உடனே ஞாபகம் வர்றது வந்து COVID pandemic தான். So அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு disaster நம்ம யாருமே பார்த்தது இல்லை இல்லையா? So we all really faced a huge one. And then like lot of accidents. All these things comes into disasters. And then we should know cyclones. சரியா? So இதெல்லாமே வந்து we will study in that. Man-made disasters என்ன? Name one man-made disaster. என்னது? ஏதாவது disaster சொல்லுங்க நம்ம செஞ்சது. Sherry. I'll just move because I think we have to wind up in another few minutes. So if you look into, as I said, so your environmental sciences is like linked with all this. So you'll be, you can link this with sustainability. So sustainability, like as an agriculture graduate, sustainability in fruit production, and then productivity, and then how best you can manage your resources. And then coming into the environmental health, now what is environmental health? What do you think? Nature of environmental health வந்து என்ன பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ஒண்ணுமே கிடையாது. அதாவது ஒரு இடத்துல வந்து அந்த ஈகோ சிஸ்டம் ப்ரிவைல் ஆகுதுன்னா அது அப்படியே விட்டுறணும். சரியா? சோ அப்படி இருந்ததுன்னா அது ஹெல்தியா இருக்குதுன்னு அர்த்தம். So when we go there, even when you walk in this lawn, I see a lot of students, even myself, sometimes I run in the lawn. கொஞ்ச நாள்ல வந்து அந்த லான்ல நடந்துட்டே இருந்தா சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா, அங்க வந்து ஒண்ணுமே புல்லெல்லாம் இருக்கவே இருக்காது. So if you don't disturb itself, it's like you are giving a good health to the environment. And then we have climate change analysis, natural resources management, law. So these are some of the subsections, and what do you call networking? What are all the networks which are linked with this is course, particular course? So I just put this slide just to tell you, like these are three big organizations being an agriculture graduate, and it is related to this course. So what is UNEP? What is UNDP? Oh, very good. So UNDP is United Nations. Yeah, that's right. So EP on the environment program, and FAO, all agricultural graduates must know. போயிட்டு இந்த மூணு வெப்சைட்ஸும் இன்னைக்கு கிளாஸ்க்கு வந்துட்டு நீங்க ப்ரௌஸ் பண்ணி பாருங்க. ப்ரௌஸ் பண்ணிட்டு and then you just see like what are all the perspectives and what are all the scope of an agricultural graduate, and also what is the scope of studying this environmental sciences in these big organizations. Because nowadays the environmental studies and environmental awareness has increased so much that every other organization want to have one unit for environmental or like environmental science graduate in career wise. So browse these web pages. Okay, so இதெல்லாம் தான் the disaster management ஓட மூணாவது component இருக்கு இல்லையா? So these are some of the disasters. These are, I think, is mostly the natural disasters. Okay. Okay, this is all from my side, and for this lecture, I think it's 10:42, so we can have few questions, maybe from the other campuses, if anybody is interested. Because I'll just repeat. So this course overall will have like 3 components. Sariya Sonamari, you will be studying about environment, you'll be studying about pollution, and you'll be studying about disaster management. And as an agriculture graduate, you should always link these components with agriculture. Sariya? So adu vandu tani component kadiyadu. And what I see is like the uniqueness of environmental studies in this university is like agriculture is one of the important components because we feed. Sariya? Nama da vandute nariya vandu we look into like production and all that. So environmental vandute is a very important component. So interlinking these 2 important components that you guys have is one of the tremendous scope that you have, maybe career wise. Yes, somebody is there. இல்லனா நீங்க chat boxல questions போடுங்க, நான் ஆன்சர் பண்றேன்.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Myself, Kumaran from AC and Direct Kilikulam campus, ma'am.
Okay.
I would like to ask you one question that among this disaster, which causes major damage to environment?
எல்லாமே தான். எல்லாமே தான். இப்ப எல்லாரும் என்ன நினைச்சிருக்கீங்கன்னா பெருசா நடந்தானா வந்து டேமேஜ் கிடையாது. Yes, please. சொல்லுங்க. ஒண்ணும் இல்ல. சொல்லுங்க.
Which is most frequent disaster and causes more damages?
Which is frequent.
Yes.
So according to me, so this is frequent. Drought is frequent. And the tornado la நம்ம ஊர்ல இல்ல, நல்லது. We are safe. We don't get this. It is seen only like in Canada or like in those temperate countries. Tsunami ஒரு வாட்டி பார்த்துட்டோம். இதுதான் நிறைய. drought. At least in this slide, this is the one.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, this is Preeti from Balachur campus, ma'am.
சொல்லுங்க.
Ma'am, what is ironfall, ma'am?
என்னது?
Ironfall. Ironfall, ma'am.
Ironfall.
It's in top, ma'am.
இதுவா?
Yes, ma'am.
எனக்குமே honestly தெரியல. நான் பார்த்து சொல்றேன். எனக்கு தெரியல.
Okay,
Maybe
ma'am.
I think it is most like an acid rain. I
Okay,
think
ma'am.
so.
Thank you, ma'am.
எனக்கு தெரியல. Sorry. அடுத்த क्वेश्चन யாரு? இன்னும் ரெண்டு क्वेश्चंस தான். ஏன்னா நம்ம முடிச்சிட்டு 10 நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து ஒரு கிளாஸ் இருக்கு.
Good morning, ma'am. Am I audible?
என்னது?
Ma'am, am I audible? I'm Priyanka from Genomics campus.
சொல்லுங்க.
Ma'am, my question is, what is the exact reason behind coral bleaching, ma'am? What is the exact chemical reason behind coral bleaching, ma'am?
எனக்கு சரியா கேக்கல. என்னது?
Ma'am, what is the exact chemical reason behind coral bleaching?
என்னது?
Ma'am, chemical reason behind coral bleaching.
கோரல் ப்ளீச்சிங்கா?
Yes, ma'am.
என்னங்க கோரல் ப்ளீச்சிங்கா கரெக்ட்டா?
Chemical reason behind coral bleaching.
Okay, reason behind coral bleaching. Okay, what is the reason behind coral bleaches? So first is like it is mainly because of like the நம்ம வந்து கார்பன் டை ஆக்சைடு நிறைய ரிலீஸ் பண்றோம் இல்லையா? It is called ocean acidification. So when the carbon dioxide level increases, so what happens is in the ocean the carbon dioxide will get like what do you call dissolution occurs. So நம்ம எல்லா கேஸஸும் அது மாதிரி தான். எல்லா கேஸஸும் வந்துட்டு வாட்டர்ல வந்துட்டு டிசல்யூட் ஆகும் இல்லையா? So அந்த மாதிரி கார்பன் டை ஆக்சைடு கண்டென்ட் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிட்டே இருக்கும்போது என்ன ஆகும்னா, so in the oceans, so it really acidifies the pH of the ocean. So அந்த pH drop ஆகும்போது all your coral reefs gets bleached because it's just a small phenomena, the pH drop, that's all.
Good morning, ma'am. This is Aditi Yoganathan from ACNDRA Ijamati, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, please. சொல்லுங்க.
This is Aditi Yoganathan from ACNDRA Ijamati, ma'am.
சொல்லுங்க.
How can we safely dispose plastic, ma'am, other than recycling?
Other than?
How can we safely dispose plastics, ma'am?
Okay, how we safely dispose plastics? சரி, first வந்து முதல்ல first என்ன சொல்றது, the first thing that you can do is don't use plastics. ஏன்னா ரெண்டு important components இருக்கு environmental managementல. ஒன்னு, so அந்த sourceலயே வந்துட்டு you have to curtail. So don't throw anything, not just plastic, even your glass or whatsoever. So you should not throw it. And then once it enters the environment, it becomes really hard to manage. Okay, ஒன்னு வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாது. Second one, so there are a lot of studies that has been done for like plastic management. So for me, I feel the best method is ஒரு பெரிய incinerator வாங்கி எல்லா plasticsையும் அந்த incinerator போட்டு, so you can just burn it. So this is like one of the best ways because you really don't pollute the environment and then you don't really release like toxic gases and all. Okay, so incineration is according to me, it's one of the best methods. So you collect the plastics. இப்ப நம்ம வீட்ல இருந்து நம்ம இப்ப segregate பண்ணி நீங்க plastics எல்லாம் கலெக்ட் பண்றீங்க இல்லையா? So அந்த மாதிரி வந்து உங்க plastics எல்லாத்தையும் கலெக்ட் பண்ணுங்க. கலெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு and then you just get into the Incinerator. Incinerator, it is nothing but a big machine, and under high temperature you put it and burn it. நம்ம அந்த கோல் இதெல்லாம் பண்ணுவோம்ல அதே மாதிரி தான். Okay, I'll just continue with a few things. I think we have more time. I only mistook for the time. Okay. சரி, நம்ம வந்து இன்னைக்கு வந்து we will yes, questions இருக்கா? சொல்லுங்க.
Ma'am, this is Lavi Yadav from ACRI curriculum. Ma'am, I had one question that I studied before, that our Earth's magnetic fields are going to change something about 700 years or 800 years from now. So the changing of the magnetic fields will cause some earthquakes and natural disasters. What we can do to prevent it in future?
எனக்கு தயவு செஞ்சு யாராவது chat boxல போடுங்க, எனக்கு கிளியரா இல்ல, சாரி.
Good morning, ma'am.
With questions.
Excuse me, ma'am, I will repeat my question. That our Earth's magnetic field, they are like from magnetic field from north to south that prevents UV radiations entering the Earth mostly. They are about to change their course. They continuously changes in some period of time. From 600 to 700 years, they are going to change itself. How can we prevent it? Because it will cause many natural disasters.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, we are from Trichy, ma'am.
இல்ல நீங்க see, I will just tell you one thing. நீங்க வந்து உங்க chat box இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதுல யாராவது ஒருத்தர் வந்து questions type பண்ணுங்க. Then it's easy for me to answer. See, just being the first class, I think we all learn. Even myself, I'll be learning all these gadgets and how we are going to use. Okay. So you just text some questions. In some places I can hear clearly, but I couldn't hear him. Any other question?
Ma'am, am I audible? Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Great, thanks. சொல்லுங்க.
Won't incineration cause global warming?
Whether incineration causes global warming? Is that a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So incineration வந்து openல பண்ண மாட்டோம். Openல நம்ம பண்றோம்னா அதுக்கு வந்து we call it just open burning. So incineration என்னன்னா ஒரு பெரிய கில் மாதிரி, என்ன சொல்றது, you imagine like the coal industry. So it is like a huge big structure or a machine in which you put all these plastic waste and you close it and then you incinerate at high temperature. So it becomes ash and you can just dispose it off. நீங்க வந்து இப்போ ஒரு 10 டன் போடுறீங்க அப்படின்னா, so it just gets charred into like 1 kg or 2 kgs. So much of massive things you can just incinerate. So நிறைய வந்து if you look into Taiwan, even if you look into Singapore, they don't really have any place to dump these what do you call waste, the massive waste that they generate. So in the center of the city they have this huge incinerators. So they just put all the waste. அதுல வந்து மேல வந்து அந்த இன்சினரேட்டர்ல வந்து மேல எல்லாம் வந்து உன்னோட கேஸ் எல்லாம் ரிலீஸ் ஆகாது. I'll just show you an image of the incinerator. Okay, this is how it looks like. So இதுதான் உன்னோட component. So இது வந்து it is a small incinerator.
Good morning, ma'am.
சொல்லுங்க.
Ma'am, we are from HC under Trichy. Ma'am, Mississippi Riverல வந்து people வந்து ஷீஷோர்ல இருந்து டவர் டாம் வர ட்ரவுட்னால தண்ணி குறையறனால நடந்து போயிடுறாங்க மேம். அதை ஓவர் கம் பண்ணி நம்மளால வர முடியுமா மேம்?
கொஞ்சம் ரிப்பீட் பண்ணுங்க ப்ளீஸ்.
மேம் ட்ரவுட்னால மெசிசிப்பி ரிவர்ல வந்து பீப்புளால ஷீஷோர்ல இருந்து டவர் டவுன் வரை வாக் பண்ணியே போக முடியுது மேம். அந்த அத நம்மளால ஓவர் கம் பண்ணி வர முடியுமா மேம்?
Oh, is the question like how to overcome the drought or how to overcome the contamination?
How to overcome the drought, ma'am?
How to overcome the drought? So we just have to, you just have to take some precautions if it is like sunny or if it is cold, something like that. So drought management so நம்ம drought manage பண்ண முடியாது. So it exists, all right? So what we can manage is like how best you can prevent, what do you call, the degradation of natural resources, or like how best we can safeguard ourselves from the drought. Droughtல இன்னொன்னு இருக்கு the global warming and all these droughts. It is not just because of carbon dioxide. So it is because of some other noxious gases like O3. So ozone la irukku illaya. So ozone, you all know, I think school la படிச்சிருப்பீங்க. So it really causes ozone hole depletion. O3, sorry, in thappa soltan. So it is just the chlorofluorocarbons. So that degrades the O3 in the stratosphere. Whereas in the troposphere, so உன்னோட vehicular emissions, அதனால உன்னோட burning, இந்த drought, so அதெல்லாம் சேர்த்து என்ன ஆகுனா, so it releases lot of O3 in the troposphere. So within like our existence. So in that case, so you get like what you call skin cancers, similar to like the ozone depletion cases. So we have to just safeguard ourselves. You can't stop it. The climate change or the global warming scenario is the vagaries or what we have done to the environment. So it exists. So you can't change it, but you can manage that. Okay, I'll just quickly show you the incinerator that we were discussing. So this is how it looks like. So they just put in like all the materials inside. So whatever, இது என்ன சொல்றது, massive என்ன wasteனாலும் நீங்க அதை உள்ளார போட்டு incinerate பண்ணிடலாம். So நம்ம இங்க நிறைய இடத்துல பைல்டா landfills எல்லாம் போட்டு வச்சிருக்கோம் இல்லையா? So அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் கிடையாது. So they just incinerate this. I think it's that is one big one in Taiwan also. So you can Google it. So any more questions on this? Otherwise, I'll move for another.
Good morning, madam.
சொல்லுங்க.
Madam, horticulture college இருந்து பேசுறோம்.
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
மேடம் இந்த 6th ஸ்லைட ஒரு ஸ்லைட் போட்டுருந்தீங்களா மேடம், அது கொஞ்சம் திருப்பி காட்ட முடியுமா மேடம்?
என்ன ஸ்லைடு? 6th slide. Okay.
மேடம் இது என்ன கிராப் மேடம்?
One asking a question from horticulture college, please give self introduction and respond back.
Soybean. Sorry, next I will just look into like the ecology and the ecosystems maybe for another few minutes. Let's open up like a good image and then we'll go into it. All right. I think this has got all the words that I want to teach, just to mention this today. All right. So first on the day, we have seen the overview of this course, and we have seen like what is the scope of it, and then what is the importance of it, and then being an agricultural graduate, like how you can link with this course, all right, whatever you're studying. So going to that first component, so the first lecture on so it is about like ecology and ecosystems, and then how these different ecosystems exist in the globe, and then how we also exist as a part of this. Okay. So this is like the role of ecology. This is climate, it regulates climate, it maintains your soil, and it recycles nutrients, and it provides us with food. So this is very, very important. I think in many classes, I think in the UG and PG, what I asked this question like to everyone. So நம்ம ஏன் வந்து environment மேல வந்து இப்பெல்லாம் வந்து இவ்ளோ கன்சர்ன்டா இருக்கோம்? நம்ம ஏன் கோர்ஸ் படிக்கிறோம்லாம் சொல்லிட்டேன் நானு. நம்ம ஏன் ரொம்ப வந்து தீவிரமா இருக்கோம் அதை தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு? ஏதாவது ஒரு ரீசன் சொல்லுங்க. இந்த கோர்ஸ் கரிக்குலம்ல இருக்கு, நாங்க படிச்சுதான் ஆகணும், தென் நாங்க எக்ஸாம் எழுதணும், மார்க் வாங்கணும், சோ அதெல்லாம் இருக்கட்டும், சரியா? So why you think like I think not just part of the curriculum. What I'm asking is like everyone and every part of the world, like everyone is concentrating on saving the environment. So லோகவே பாத்தீங்கன்னா green initiatives, green campus, அப்புறம் வந்து என்ன சொல்றது, green going green எல்லாம் தானே போடுறாங்க. So ஏன் நம்ம அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம்? So ultimately, என்ன தெரியுமா, we are so much concerned because it is affecting us. Until and otherwise it affects you, you are not bothered. அது நம்மள அஃபெக்ட் பண்ணாத வரைக்கும் யாரும் என்வாயர்மெண்ட் பத்தி கண்டுக்கவும் கிடையாது. Even I would say like when we joined our masters, so we were the second batch. All right, so and only then like the environmental sciences courses was like starting in many parts of the universities. All right. So in this span, there is a tremendous, what do you call, awareness about environment, and everyone talks about it, and everyone knows about like ozone hole and global warming. எல்லாருக்கும் வந்து இந்த concepts எல்லாமே தெரிஞ்சிருக்கு because it is affecting us, and then it will affect us in the future also in a bad way. So that's why we are concerned. இதுதான் வந்து என்ன சொல்றது, basic crux. So it is like it really affects this. That's why I said like being an agriculture graduate, it's important. Okay. And then let us see these terms, all right? Molecular ecology, organismal ecology, population ecology. நான் இந்த ரெண்டு மட்டும் நான் டீல் பண்றேன் இன்னைக்கு. So population ecology and community ecology. So ecology is like a very old term that we use. So we have a globe, all right? ரொம்ப simple terms சொல்லணும்னா, so இப்போ நான் இங்க நின்னுட்டு இருக்கேன் இல்லையா? So I'm standing here, and then I have the lights, and I have a computer, and then I'm having like fans. So whatever surrounds you, so it is your kind of small mini ecosystem. Okay. நீ ஒரு மரத்து கீழே நின்னுட்டு இருக்கோம்னா, so அந்த மரத்துல வந்துட்டு ஒரு மரத்து கீழே நிக்கிறதுக்கு டெம்பரேச்சர் வந்து கூலா இருக்கும் இல்லையா? If you are standing away from that, so the temperature is different. So you stand there, and whatever surrounds you, so that is your environment. All right. So that is how you study the ecology. So ecology is nothing but like it's a study of home, or oikos they call it. So now so they treat the planet as your house, and then how you study about it. All right. So that is your ecology. So ecosystems நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி தான். So இந்த ஹால் வச்சுக்கோம். So இந்த ஹால்ல நம்ம எத்தனை பேர் இருக்கோம்? மேபி ஒரு 100 பேர் இருப்போமா? சரி, இதுல லிவிங் காம்பனன்ட்ஸ் இந்த ரூம்ல யார் யாரு, நான் லிவிங் காம்பனன்ட்ஸ் என்னென்ன இருக்கு? So living componentsலாம் நம்ம இல்லையா? So okay, then non living components, chair, okay, then okay, the fan, light, everything. So this is your non-living component. So do you think the non-living component affects you? Yes, no? Yes. ஆமாதானே இல்லையா? சரி, நான் இப்ப இந்த ஃபேன் எல்லாம் ஆஃப் பண்ணிடுறேன், லைட் எல்லாம் ஆஃப் பண்ணிடுறேன். So do you feel comfortable? No. Yes. See, it is like interlinkage, or like we coexist together. So both these living components and the non-living components, they coexist together and they interact with each other. All right. So இதெல்லாம் படிக்கிறது தான் வந்துட்டு it is termed as your ecology and ecosystems. So இப்போ இந்த roomல வந்து நீங்க இந்த if you want to study about the ecology of this auditorium and auditorium, so I will just take what are all the living components here like us, and then what இங்க வந்து ஏதாவது வந்து maybe there will be some grasshopper or a butterfly flying, so you have to take all the living components, not just homo sapiens. நம்ம எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் நம்மளை பத்தி மட்டும் தான் யோசிக்கிறோம். So not just that, even if you have got a caterpillar here, or if you have got like small mosquitoes here, so all that forms a part of your biotic component. Biotic is like living. So உன்னோட வந்து non-living components தான் நீங்க சொன்னது எல்லாமே, சரியா? So வெளியில இருக்கோம்னா mostly it is sunlight and your air and your water. So இது மூணு வந்துட்டு உன்னோட non-living components. So இந்த மூணு components it really affects all living creatures, not just us. So all living creatures are dependent on sunlight, they are dependent on water, and they are dependent on some sort of gases. So we require oxygen, and there are some microbes, they don't want oxygen and they want to respire only with like nitrates or sulfates. Okay, so they just exist like in deep oceans. So இந்த மாதிரி வந்து நிறைய microbes இருக்கு, and there are some fishes that really exist in deep oceans, and there are some plants that exist in deep oceans. So they don't want oxygen, they want something else for their survival. So every place, or like what do you call that is அதாவது இந்த சின்ன சின்ன இடம் சொல்றோம் இல்லையா, இப்போ ஓஷன் எடுத்துட்டோம்னா அது வந்து ஒரு ecology. So we study like a marine ecology. So if you take Indian Ocean, இப்போ கோயம்புத்தூர் எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம்னா என்ன சொல்லலாம், நாங்க நிறைய இப்போ லேக்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கோம். So இங்க நிறைய லேக்ஸ் இருக்கு இல்லையா, எத்தனை பேர் லேக்ஸ் பார்த்திருக்கீங்க கோயம்புத்தூர்ல? நிறைய பேர் பார்த்திருக்கீங்க. So எல்லா புக்ஸ்லயும் ecology புக்ஸ்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா வந்து you will see a big diagram of ecology of lake ecosystem. சரியா? அதுலதான் வந்து எல்லாமே ஸ்டடி ஆரம்பிக்கும். environmental sciences, உன்னோட ecosystem studies எல்லாம் அதுலதான் ஆரம்பிக்கும். So if you imagine a lake, what are all the living components there? என்னது? fish, நிறைய fish இருக்கும். Then algae நிறைய இருக்கு. Very good. அடுத்து yes, somebody said phytoplanktons. That's good. So we have phytoplanktons, zooplanktons, and then we always the trophic level pathina we have small fish, big fish. All right, let us just pull up a slide on that.
Ma'am, your slides are not visible for us, ma'am.
அப்படியா? நான் இது காட்ட முடியாது. ஓகே,
slides are not moving.
oh sorry sir. Okay, how to share this?
Karthik, you can
Okay,
share
can you see the Google page now? No?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's good. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Karthi. Okay, let us stick on to this. All right. So this is how lake ecosystem looks like. Okay. And then இதெல்லாம் தான் வந்து அந்த living and non-living things. So So you have all the phytoplankton, zooplanktons, all the fishes, and then you have like submerged plants, and you have some endophytes, and we have some hydrophytes, the water-loving plants. So in some freshwater ecosystems, you could see like lily and lotus. So ரொம்ப வந்து contaminated environmentல தான் வந்து நீங்க சொன்னீங்க இல்லையா algae. So the algae it exists. There are like some good algae and also some bad algae. So the bad algae leads to your eutrophication issues. Okay. And the most important thing here is, so நம்ம living creatures எல்லாம் பார்த்துட்டோம் இல்லையா? So நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி இந்த இடத்துல வந்துட்டு say there is a lot of sunlight here, and then there will be a lot of sunlight here, and there will be a lot of like dissipating or dissolving like oxygen levels. So கீழே போக 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 என்ன ஆகும்னா உனக்கு சன்ஷைனும் இருக்காது, உன்னோட என்ன சொல்றது ஆக்சிஜன் லெவல்ஸும் வந்துட்டு கம்மியாயிடும் இல்லையா? ஸோ இந்த லேயர்ல வந்து யூ வில் ஹாவ் அ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் லிவிங் ஸ்பீஷீஸ். இதுல வந்து டிஃப்ரெண்டா இருக்கும் அண்ட் இதுலயும் டிஃப்ரெண்டா இருக்கும். ஓகே. So similar was this case. Somebody asked about corals. So the corals are very sensitive ecosystems that really needs a shallow water. So எல்லா coralsum வந்து ரொம்ப shallow waterல தான் இருக்கும், and then it needs a what do you call a dissipating amount of sunlight for it to exist. So this one tells you like so ரெண்டு சொல்லிட்டோம் இல்லையா? ஒன்னு வந்து we talked about the living component and we talked about the non-living component. So the most important part in the study of an ecosystem or ecology is like how we interact. All right. So whether we interact positively or whether we interact negatively. All right. We don't react or don't interact at all. So in the மூணு interactions வந்து ரொம்ப ரொம்ப important. Positive interact பண்ணதா இல்ல negative interact பண்ணதா இல்ல no interaction. So இதுமே நம்ம வந்து study பண்ணுவோம். All right. Just to tell you, you just imagine like a forest, and there are like tigers and deers. Do they have any interaction? Negative interaction, Nana? Okay. And then tell anything about like positive interaction. Maybe if you go there and then if you are enjoying everything, all the animals, so it's a kind of positive interaction. So ஒரு பிளேஸ்ல so இதே வந்து இந்த இமேஜ்லயே பாத்தீங்கன்னா, so all these colored fishes, இந்த blue fish, yellow fish, இதெல்லாமே friends மாதிரி தான், சரியா? நம்மலாம் இருக்கோம் இல்லையா, groups மாதிரி தான். So you have got like something which is not okay with another one, or there are some things which are okay with the other species. Okay. So this interaction is very very important. So ecologyல வந்துட்டு இந்த மூணு விஷயம் ரொம்ப important. ஒன்னு என்னென்ன living components இருக்கு, என்னென்ன non living components இருக்கு, and then how they interact. Let us see like two examples. So ஒன்னு வந்து we saw some lakes இல்லையா? Let us have a place, a desert. So desertல வந்து தண்ணி எவ்வளவு நிறைய இருக்குமா கம்மியா இருக்குமா? தண்ணியே இருக்காது இல்லையா? So the desert is just an opposite of a lake ecosystem. So எங்கெல்லாம் வந்து தண்ணி இல்ல, when there is like lot of high temperature and when the droughts are more, there the desert ecosystem prevails. All right. So உங்களோட globe வந்து ஃபுல்லா பாத்துட்டீங்கன்னா உன்னோட natural resources என்னெல்லாம் இருக்கோ, say உன்னோட living components சொன்னலையா, அந்த மூணு component ரொம்ப important: sunlight, water and air. So இந்த மூணு வந்து எந்த proportionல இருக்கோ அந்த proportion வச்சுதான் you will be seeing all these ecosystems: a forest ecosystem, a desert ecosystem, and a lake ecosystem, ocean, marine, everything, even the land ecosystem. So everything revolves around all these living and non-living components coexisting together. So in the coexistence we study in ecology and we study in ecosystems also. Okay. Any doubts in this? No? Very good. Let us see in the slides எல்லாருக்கும் visible ஆகுதுல? எல்லாருக்கும் visible இருக்குங்களா? Anybody from off campus can answer?
Yes,
Yeah, I
ma'am.
love these. Okay, thank you. So this is one of my favorite ecosystems. All your marine இதெல்லாமே உன்னோட வந்து corals. All right. These are called as boulder corals. They exist only like in Andamans. So on the Andamans, if you go there, so you see all these boulder corals. And then all these finger corals. So the fingers on the corals you can see near like America and also like in the Australian Great Barrier Reef, you see these types of corals. எல்லாருமே நீங்கலாம் இந்த ஃபைண்டிங் நீமோ பாத்திருப்பீங்கல்ல எத்தனை பேர் பாத்திருக்கீங்க கார்ட்டூன் எல்லாரும் பாத்திருக்கீங்க இல்லையா yes it's a good one so you can really you can think or imagine yourself like going like a fish and it is a different kind of ecosystem that you can think of in an easy way so he will go from an easy one to a tough one and tough one to another tough one. So any questions with this? So idellame we can see in another class, maybe in the next class, then you can understand a bit better. Erkadu questions irka adula? Illaya? So far it's good? So far good or not okay? Okay, let us see some other ecosystems like desert. So idhula vandu nariya vandu you can see the xerophytes, not the water loving plants, the plants that can like grow well with drought. Okay. Okay. Okay, let us see another component. Not a. சரி இது ஈஸியா இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு. Okay. We will just make it a bit large. See, these are the natural resources. So என்ன பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் வந்து ஒரு பெரிய natural resource வந்து உன்னோட air, water and sunlight. சரியா அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து we can include all this. All your minerals and your water and can you name some natural resources? Unnora forest. So நம்ம ஊர்ல இருக்கிறது என்ன type of forest? Is it tropical, temperate, tropical forest? எவ்வளவு forest cover இருக்கு? எவ்வளவு இருக்கு? 20. Okay, we'll all see this in next class. So if you got any questions, we can have one question, that's it, and we can wind up. Before that, I will just summarize for today's class. So this is very important. So in the class, so what is the overview of this course? What we are going to study in this course? So enana components sonna? Moonu sonna illaya enana? No. So it's about ecology and ecosystems. All right, that is a broad topic. Then we talk about pollution and then how you're going to manage. And the last one is your disaster. So what are all the disasters that happens and how we are going to manage that? So in the course full in the moon units it will like go through. Okay. So the next important thing is like we discussed about what is the scope of this environmental sciences and then how interdisciplinary it is because it networks with lot of important components. Okay, the second one. And then we saw a little bit about the ecology and ecosystems and what are all the three important things in an ecology or ecosystem to remember? Solunga onona solunga, then I'll finish. Air adella kadiyadu. So it is living things, non-living things and its interaction. Nalla yaavachkonga idu moonu dhaan. So in the moonu dhaan vandute that is the core what do you call the core components of coexistence and then how we really live in this planet. Okay. Anybody who wants to ask a question? Yes.
This class we mostly talk about the plastics and its drawbacks, but whenever we see about the remedies, our mind starts from bioplastics. But
Yeah.
regarding bioplastics,
Yeah, we can. Yeah, there are a lot of bioplastics, and you can also make plastics like out of cassava. So there are a lot of what do you call? It is not a plastic, so it is like a degradable plastics. So we have degradable plastics that you can use.
yes, ma'am. Regarding bioplastics, both normal plastic and bioplastic is a hydrocarbon source. Hydrocarbon
source.
made up of hydrocarbons. Normal plastics, carbon and hydrogen, both of them are made up of hydrogen and carbon. But why the biodegradable plastics is decomposed by the microbes and normal plastics cannot be? Both of them are same source. Then how it cannot be degraded by normal plastics?
This is a good question. The microbes has to eat that, isn't it?
Both of them are same source. If the composition varies.
See, yes, the composition varies, and then it is highly recalcitrant. Maybe I'll ask Devika. Devika, the microplastics expert.
Shall I answer for his question?
Yes. Even I can ask
For
my
example, whenever you are preparing a plastics, so generally, please be seated. The chemical composition of normal plastics is different from the bioplastics. So whenever you are making bioplastics, bioplastic will be adding 6% starch. The starch will add as a nutrient source for the microorganism. The molecular chain has to be broken down by the microorganism, for which the microorganism needs some energy source. The energy source is given in the bioplastics. It contains 6% starch. That could be the reason why it is being preferred by the microorganism getting decomposed. Yes, 6% starch content. Any other questions? You have one more question.
Yes.
Ma'am, in the initial slides, we talk about 3 important organizations: United Nations Environmental Program, Development Program, and also Food and Agriculture Organizations. I think the major contribution is done by United Nations Environmental Program and FAO. What is the contribution of United Nations Development Program in environmental studies?
Any environment, see that your UNEP comes only under UNDP. So UNDP, United Nations Development Program, is the core agency, all right? Only under that umbrella, you have UNEP.
So UNEP is a branch of UNDP.
Yes, it's like the first one is your UNDP, and then your UNEP is like a part of it.
Okay, thank you.
Why I really showed you all those 3 things is like, these are the 3 major ones, like the agriculture graduates must know. Sherry, next class.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, myself from Madurai campus, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am. Ma'am, now we have discussed about this environmental and natural resources and disaster, ma'am. With regard to agriculture, what is its scope and importance, ma'am?
Regarding what? Regarding the
Yes, ma'am.
In agriculture.
Yes, ma'am.
அதுதான் நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல சைடுல இருந்து சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன். நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எடுத்தோனே அதனால தான் அந்த கான்டெக்ஸ்டே நான் ஆரம்பிச்சேன். See, there are 2 important things. Again, I'm insisting. I can just pull up that slide. Yeah, you please share it.
What is your name? The one calling from Madurai?
Sir, my name is Abhishek.
I'm sorry?
Sir, Abhishek, sir.
Abhishek, responding to your questions, this is an introductory class. In this introductory class, madam has briefed about the overall the course content. In the upcoming classes, you will be learning about the impact of environmental pollution and other aspects in agriculture. In a nutshell, someone asked a question called drought, and then what way it is connected with the Mississippi River and the ocean. And responding to drought, there are different kinds of drought: hydrological drought, meteorological drought, and agriculture drought. All those things also you'll be learning in the upcoming classes. For the next 2 classes, madam will be talking about natural resources, forest resources, and water resources. And it's being an introductory class. If you got any basic questions, you cannot. The detailed information will be dealing with in the upcoming classes. Is that clear, Abhishek?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Fine.
See can you see this slide, Abhishek? See this slide I pulled up just to show you like what is the importance of this course and then why you have to study. So இதுதான் ரெண்டு major இது. Because nowadays if you look into agriculture production, so you don't really have a good soil. Yeah, good soil is a must and a good water, water with a good quality is a must. So நமக்கு வந்து ரெண்டுமே வந்து it is challenging, all right? Because of this global warming, whatever lots of scenarios are there that causes the drought that we are discussing. So according to me, these are all the 2 important components for any agriculture graduate, just to know it in a more better perspective. All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Madam, the time is up, madam. Next class போகணும்.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Sarah.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Here, I'm sitting in Madurai
Okay,
and
ma'am.
enjoying your lecture. Thank you so
Thank you, ma'am.
much. It is really nice to see you on the big screen and hearing your lecture. And
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm happy that students are receiving it well and the questions are coming out from many corners. See,
Thank you, ma'am.
the way the students are prepared now, it's a very pertinent question, isn't it? Though the carbon, hydrogen, everything is same in both bioplastic as well as the other polymer plastic, but why it is not preferred by the microbes for degradation, isn't it? So that's a very interesting question. So it means the teachers have to be really prepared before they face this kind of classes. And I'm happy some of the staff could contribute that 6% of the starch present in bioplastic is feeding the microbes. So that is actually encouraging the degradation of the bioplastics. So I'm really happy the students are well informed and please keep it up. And thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, maybe you can close the session. I'm going to just take over it in the Madurai campus. Then you please can close the session.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All of you have a good day. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.